Good morning, students. Students, in this discussion of a p block element, we have done with you the group number 15 and the 16. The group number 15 was the discussion of a nitrogen family. Group number 16 was the discussion of oxygen family. Today we start with the discussion of group number 17, and the group number 17 is the halogen family. The various members of the series are, if you look at this one, this will be fluorine, then chlorine, then bromine, and then iodine. The various members are fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, and we may have astatine. Fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, and astatine. Astatine. Fine? Which is written as 8. So it will be astatine. Now, these members are called halogens. Why do we call them as halogens? Because they are sea salt producer. So, members of this group are called as halogens. Why do we call them as halogens? Because these are sea salt producer. The members of these groups are sea salt producer. What do I mean by this? I mean to say that the various salts found in the sea, one of its component is halogen. Such as if I say sodium chloride, it's a table salt found in the sea. One of its component is chlorine. So the very first question is, why do we call them halogens? Because they are the sea salt producer. Now we will be discussing some general characteristics of group number 17. So general characteristics of halogen family. If we talk about the general characteristics of halogen family. So general characteristics of halogen family. General characteristics of halogen family. As far as the general characteristics are concerned of the halogen family, the first one will be electronic configuration. First is electronic configuration. In general characteristics, the first is electronic configuration. Now, in electronic configuration, their valence shell electronic configuration is NH2 NP5. The valence shell electronic configuration is NH2 NP5. It means they have 7 electrons in the valence shell. Like if you look at a fluorine, atomic number of fluorine is 9. So what will be the configuration? It will be 1s2, then 2s2, and then 2p5. Am I clear? How many electrons in the valence shell? 7. Similarly, if you look at chlorine, atomic number will be 17. Configuration will be neon, 1s2, 2s2, p6, and then we have 3s2, and then 3p5. Tell me, students, whether it is getting clear to you or not. Similarly, if we take bromine, atomic number is 35. Atomic number of bromine is 35. It will be written how? It will be argon. And then we have 3d10 and then 4s2 and 4p5. You can see over here, they have got 7 electrons in the valence shell. Am I clear? Now, if we consider iodine, atomic number of iodine will be 53. And this will be written as krypton. Fine. And then 4d10, 5s2, 5p5. This is 4d10, then 5s2 and 5p5. 4d10, 5s2 and 5p5. Then if you consider astatine, atomic number will be 83. This will be xenon up to 54, and then 5d10, 6s2, 6p5. This will be xenon. And then 5d10, xenon 5d10, and then 6s2 and 6p5 over here. 6s2, 6p5. Am I clear, student, over here? So you may see over here how many electrons are present in the valence shell of each member of the halogen family. There are 7. So due to similar valence shell configuration, they shows resemblance in their properties. Am I clear? So due to similar valence shell electronic configuration, due to similar valence shell electronic configuration, due to similar valence shell electronic configuration, they shows similarities in their behavior, or they shows resemblance in their behavior. They show the resemblance in their behavior. Am I clear, student? So why do the member of group number 15 or 17 show similarities in their property? Due to similar valence shell electronic configuration. After electronic configuration, the next property is physical state. Now, in physical state is physical state. Next property will be physical state. Now, student, as far as physical state is concerned, we have fluorine, then chlorine, then bromine, and then iodine. See very carefully. Fluorine and chlorine, these are gases. Bromine is a liquid. Fluorine and chlorine are gases. Bromine is liquid and iodine is a solid. The question arises, why the state of matter changes from gases to liquid to solid? So it is due to increase in van der Waals force of attraction. The second question. First was, why do they show resemblance in their property? Due to similar valence shell electronic configuration. Why the physical state changes from gases to solid? It is due to increase in van der Waals force of attraction. So it is due to increase in van der Waals force of attraction. This is due to increase in van der Waals force of attraction. Due to increase in van der Waals force of attraction. We all know that the van der Waals force of attraction is directly proportional to atomic size. It is directly proportional to atomic size. It is directly proportional to molecular mass. So as we move down the series, atomic size increases, molecular mass increases, van der Waals force of attraction goes on increasing. So due to increase in van der Waals force of attraction, fluorine and chlorine are gases, bromine will be liquid, and iodine will be solid. Am I clear? Next is a melting and boiling point. Now, as discussed, the van der Waals force of attraction goes on increasing on moving down the group. So the physical state changes from gases to liquid to solid. So melting and boiling point increases on moving down the group. So melting and boiling point, melting point and boiling point, it increases on moving down the group. Melting and boiling point on moving down the group, it increases. Why does it increases? Due to increase in van der Waals force. It is due to the increase in van der Waals force of attraction. Due to increase in the van der Waals force of attraction. So why does their melting and boiling point increases? Due to increase in the van der Waals force of attraction. Now, ionization energy. The group number 17 member, they have a high ionization energy, and their ionization energy decreases on moving down the group due to increase in atomic size. So next will be the ionization energy. Next property over here is ionization energy. Now student, always remember, ionization energy increases on moving down the group. It increases on moving down the group, Why does the ionization energy increases on moving down the group? Because the atomic size increases, the removal of electron become easy. So ionization energy, I must say, sorry, the ionization energy will decrease. Ionization energy over here, it decreases on moving down the group over here. So ionization energy, it decreases and decreases on moving down the group, because ionization energy is directly proportional to atomic size, inversely proportional to atomic size. It is inversely proportional to atomic size. I mean to say, as the atomic size increases, the ionization energy value goes on decreasing. Any doubt, student? So melting and boiling point increases on moving down the group due to increase in van der Waals force of attraction. Ionization energy decreases down the group because it is inversely proportional to atomic size. More is the atomic size, lesser will be the attraction of the outer electron towards the nucleus, and hence lesser will be the ionization energy. Next physical characteristics will be electron affinity. The next one is electron affinity. Now, as far as the electron affinity is concerned, the electron affinity means the tendency to attract the electron towards itself. Down the group, as the atomic size increases, electron affinity must decrease. But remember, student, fluorine is less electron affinity as compared to chlorine. So down the group, it decreases. Down the group, it decreases. Down the group, it decreases. So as far as electron affinity is concerned, down the group it goes on decreasing. So just see very carefully, fluorine should be more than chlorine, more than bromine, more than iodine. Is it clear or not? But this is very important question. The electron affinity of fluorine is less than a chlorine. Remember this. So as a note you must remember, which is a very important question from here, electron affinity of fluorine is less than a chlorine. Why is the question? Because the size of fluorine is small. Addition of electron is difficult due to repulsion, and hence to add electron to the fluorine will be a difficult task. So electron affinity of fluorine is less than chlorine. Remember this. This is very, very important question from the board point of view. The question will be explained. So what will be the answer? Due to small atomic size of fluorine, the addition of electron will be difficult as it experiences the repulsive forces. Am I clear? Next is electronegativity. So electronegativity. Now we all know that as we move along the period, the electronegativity goes on increasing. Amongst the period, it is the most electronegative element. Down the group, electronegativity value goes on decreasing. So most electronegative in its period. Otherwise, fluorine will be more electronegative than chlorine, more electronegative than bromine, and more electronegative than iodine. In fact, in chemistry, most electronegative element is fluorine. So this is most electronegative element. Most electronegative element will be fluorine. Then we have the bond energy. Next will be the bond energy. Bond energy over here. As we move down the group, the bond length increases. So bond energy goes on decreasing. So maximum bond energy will be of fluorine, but the bond energy of chlorine will be more than fluorine. Reason being, the size of fluorine is small and experiences the repulsion over here. As far as bond energy is concerned, bond energy is inversely proportional to bond length. Bond energy is inversely proportional to bond length. And if we consider the bond length, it is inversely proportional to bond length. If we consider the bond length, we have a fluorine-fluorine bond length, then a chlorine-chlorine, then a bromine-bromine, and then over here will be iodine and iodine. Fluorine-fluorine bond length is about 1.42 angstrom. 1.42 angstrom in angstrom. This over here, chlorine, will be 1.99 angstrom. 1.99 angstrom. Bromine will be 2.28 and 2.267. 2.28 and 2.67. So naturally, chlorine bond length is more than fluorine, which is more than bromine, which is more than iodine. So, bond energy, if we consider, this is the bond length. If we consider the bond energy, remember this student, bond energy, this will be bond energy in kilocalorie per mole. In kilocalorie per mole. For fluorine, the bond energy has been found to be 38. For this, it is 57. This is 45.5. And for iodine, the bond energy will be 35.6. Remember, although the bond energy is inversely proportional to bond length, so fluorine should have been more than chlorine, more than bromine, more than iodine. But exact order is chlorine is more than fluorine, which will be chlorine bond energy will be more than bromine. Remember this, which will be more than fluorine, which will be more than iodine. Remember this factor over here. If we take both these factors into consideration, we will be obtaining the bond, this is bond dissociation energy, not bond energy, this is a bond dissociation energy. So, bond dissociation energy. Am I clear, student? Then this accounts for the bond energy. So, bond energy decreases in the order. So, if we consider the bond energy, so bond energy decreases in the order. The chlorine will be more than bromine, more than fluorine, which again over here will be more than iodine. There shall not be any error, students. Most electronegative element, fluorine. Decreasing order, fluorine is more than chlorine, more than bromine, more than iodine. Electron affinity, fluorine is less than chlorine. And bond energy, chlorine will be more than bromine, more than fluorine, which will be more than the iodine over here. Fine. Now, you may ask why, sir? Why the bond energy of fluorine is less than chlorine or bromine? So, answer is fluorine has a small atomic size. So, there will be due to greater inter-electronic repulsion of the electron on the two bonded fluorine atom. So, fluorine has less bond energy than chlorine. Fluorine has lesser bond energy than chlorine or bromine, due to greater, it is due to greater inter-electronic repulsion. It is due to the greater inter-electronic repulsions between bonded fluorine atom, between the bonded fluorine atoms. So, due to greater electronic repulsions in between the bonded fluorine atom over here. Am I clear? Now, the next property over here will be of color. Next will be the color. What will be the color of halogen? As far as color is concerned, fluorine will be light yellow. We have fluorine. Fluorine is a light yellow in color. Then chlorine, greenish yellow. Chlorine gas will be greenish yellow. Fluorine is light yellow. Chlorine gas will be greenish yellow. Bromine, reddish brown. Bromine will be reddish brown in color. Bromine is reddish brown and iodine will be deep violet in color. Iodine, this is a deep violet. So remember this. This will be deep violet in color. Now if the question arises, why the halogens are colored? Because they absorb energy or the radiations, and the electron get excited to the higher energy level, and whatever the wavelength of the light they absorb, the complementary colors are appear. So all of them are colored because on getting the energy, the electron get excited by absorbing the radiations of a certain wavelength, giving the corresponding color to the absorption of a light, and that is why they appears to be color. Am I clear, student? Now the next property is a oxidizing power. Next property will be oxidizing power. Remember, fluorine is the strongest oxidizing agent, followed by chlorine, followed by bromine, and followed by iodine. So name the strongest oxidizing agent. It will be fluorine. The question will come, why fluorine is the strongest oxidizing agent? It is due to high heat of hydration. It is due to the high heat of hydration of fluorine. So this will be due to the high heat of hydration of fluorine. So fluorine is the strongest oxidizing agent, although its ionization energy, although it is not having the highest electron affinity. So there shall not be any confusion between these two. Electron affinity of fluorine is less than chlorine, but fluorine is the strongest oxidizing agent due to high heat of hydration. Next is solubility. Next point is solubility. Now halogens are soluble in water. In fact, I must say halogens are non-polar, so they are not much soluble in water. But fluorine, halogens are non-polar, so they are not much soluble in water. But fluorine, when dissolved in water, it will result in the formation of hydrofluoric acid, and ozone oxygen will be given out. It when dissolved in water, it will result in the formation of hydrofluoric acid, and a gas will be liberated. The name of a gas is oxygen. Similarly, fluorine, when react with water, it will result in the formation of hydrofluoric acid. The product obtained over here will be hydrofluoric acid, and the ozone in the form of a gas will be given out. This is one of the most important reaction from the board point of view. Fine, because we have ozone in the preparation. Now, solubility decreases on moving down the group over here. So, as we move down the group, the solubility decreases. However, they are slightly soluble. Chlorine solubility in water will result in the formation of a chlorine water. Bromine solubility in water will result in the formation of a bromine water. Iodine normally is insoluble in water. So, as we move down the group, the solubility in water goes on decreasing. Solubility in water decreases as we move down the group, but fluorines are slightly soluble, forming oxygen and the ozone in nature. Solubility of iodine is more in potassium iodide. So, solubility, fluorine is more soluble as compared to chlorine, as compared to bromine, as compared to iodine. Solubility of iodine is more in potassium iodide solution. Solubility of iodine is more in potassium iodide solution. Question arises why? Because when iodine in the form of a solid is dissolved in potassium iodide, it may result in the formation of polyhalide ion. It will result in the formation of Ki3, which may dissociate to form K positive and I3 negative. So, this is a polyhalide ion. Am I clear? So, iodine is soluble in potassium iodide. Question is why? Due to the formation of a polyhalide ion. This is very, very important. Solubility in water, they are less soluble in water. In fact, fluorine may dissolve to form oxygen and the ozone. Solution of chlorine in water is called as a chlorine water. Solution of bromine in water is called as a bromine water. So as we move down the group, the solubility in water goes on decreasing. However, the iodine may dissolve in potassium iodide, reason being due to the formation of a polyhalide ion, which will be the iodide ion over here. So you must have seen that iodine is soluble in water, less soluble in water, but soluble in potassium iodide due to the formation of a polyhalide ions. Then the last property will be nature of bond. Nature of bonds. We all know they normally forms covalent bonds. They normally forms covalent bond because they have got 7 electrons in the valence shell. They may share 1 electron and form covalent bond amongst themselves. So they form covalent bonds amongst themselves. Amongst themselves. However, apart from that, they may also form ionic bond. So they may also form ionic bond over here. May also form ionic bonds. They may also form ionic bonds. And with which element they form the ionic bond? Normally with the metals. So these were certain general characteristics of halogen. We have done with you the electronic configuration, physical state, melting point, boiling point, ionization energy, electron affinity, electronegativity, bond energy, in which we discuss bond length, bond dissociation energy and bond energy, then the color of halogens, then their oxidizing power, their solubility and the nature of a bonding. I hope, student, you must have understood these physical characteristics of a group number 17 element. In our next discussion, we'll come across and we'll be discussing the chemical characteristics of our group number 17. Till then, I am expecting that you must have been definitely making the notes and revising lot of things. We'll meet again in the next lecture. Till then, thank you.